I think there are three players that are vital: Charlie, Georgia, and Solheim Cup. And if I'm honest, none of them had a great Solheim Cup in Spain. So the fact that we won it without those three, performing to the top of their abilities was even more extraordinary, and actually a testament to the rest of the team, how incredible, the rest of the team played. So I think they're all important. Charlie, for the first 2 days last week, she was buzzing. She was playing great. Everything was going, exactly how she wanted. She did a great interview on the Friday night, which, I fully expected her to come out flying at the weekend. It just didn't go for her. She got in a bit of trouble in the fifth hole, 2 bunkers, but had to play out sideways twice. Sometimes it just doesn't go for you. Last year she finished second, but she's playing well. Make no mistake, she's playing well. And a Charlie Hull in on full throttle, in good form. Not just good form. If she's as a person, if she's flying, then that will give the European team a massive, massive boost. And I pray that happens, because there is no finer sight than watching, a confidence-filled Charlie Hull play in a Solheim Cup.
It is going to be the biggest Solheim Cup yet in terms of fans on site. If we take you back to that very first Solheim Cup in 1990, I mean, can you believe just how much the event has evolved since then?
In one word, no. To be honest, Hayley, it's just extraordinary. But it's so hard to have imagined. I think one man and his dog were watching us at Lake Nona back then, and it was a bit sort of. Well, apart from 3 of our players, we had Laura, had Alfie and Lotta, who were all sort of, potential superstars. I think Laura and Lotta have both won the US Open. Alfie, I think, might have won Dinah Shore at that stage. But the rest of us were a bit, it was all a bit sort of St. Trinians, if you like, against the best sort of players in the world. And it felt a bit like that, really and truly, to the rest of us. I'm sure it didn't feel like that to those 3. But I even go back now and I look at Lake Nona sort of 30 years later, and I don't recognise the place. It's what it is. It's catapulted, you'd have to say, beyond all expectation. And I think I didn't go to the last one in Spain, but the previous one in Toledo, the crowds were just extraordinary. And it's something that as a player, you just can't quite ever get used to straight away. And it's an extraordinary feeling, representing your tour, your continent. And I think there's an extra special feeling with the European team. I've always thought, whenever I was playing in it, you're playing for your mates as well. All your friends that play on tour, they're all part of it, because everybody's in it together. Okay, you're the people playing, but everybody cares about it as much as you do. I'm not always sure that's the same on the US team. There's certainly a lot, the likes of Lopez and Inkster and Rosie Jones and players like that, absolutely. But I'm not sure if the sort of run-of-the-mill player on the LPGA really cares that much about if they're not in it. But I've always felt the European team isn't like that. And, it will matter as much to me as it will to all those players playing. As it will to someone that's never played Solheim Cup, that's desperate to get in it on tour. So it's a different feeling. It's a lot of responsibility, because you're going to try and make an awful lot of people very, very happy.
It's going to be such a buzz. It's going to be absolutely brilliant.